All right, I present to you the Coruscant Tower Plaza. This is a MOC I've had in the works for quite a while. It's actually several MOCs all in one. It's very large. It's 3 feet by 6 feet, so a meter by 2 meters. This is the upper levels of Coruscant. So like in the shot of the theater that zooms in on upper tiers of Coruscant where Anakin goes and meets Chancellor Palpatine. You see it's a kind of a plaza area. As you zoom in on the theater, there's a lot of shops and restaurants and whatnot. This is that area. This is not the lower levels of Coruscant. This is a wealthy area of Coruscant. So I've got several buildings here. Everything is furnished. Just about all the buildings are furnished in here. I've got a lot of activity going on: cars, speeders, bikes, whatnot, buildings. Let me just get into it here. This video is only going to cover the plaza area. I'm going to do separate videos for the internals of all these buildings. Starting out right here, this is kind of the main area of the plaza. A lot to explain here. Don't skip, fast forward, or shut down the video. This is a lot. There's a lot to unpack in here. Basically, people are going to come in from lower levels. They're going to park, come in. You've got these access places where people come in from lower levels. Information centers, obviously around the plaza, to tell people what they're looking at, where they are. Got several different things. I wanted to make a variety of buildings. There's a big variety in here. The first one here is an apartment complex. It's what is this, 6 stories, lobby. We've got little things like lounges, bars, kind of squeezed in here. This place right here is a grand theater hall. Let me work the camera down in here. I wanted to incorporate some illuminated areas in here. Some translucent bricks. This is so one of them is an entrance. I wanted to have a theater that was like a 1920s feel. Coruscant's kind of a mixture of a London, a New York, a Tokyo, but 1920s Art Deco style feel. That's how I always felt about Coruscant in the prequels, anyway. So here's the entrance. Going in there, you got a couple of Rhodians, a Rhodian couple going in there. I wanted to have a very nice grand entrance to the theater. There's the lobby window and everything. Moving along, you come around here. We go over here. Of course, you've got more alleyways. There's another lounge in there, kind of a more private lounge. This round building right here is a bar, very upscale, like a upscale. It's more like a sports bar. Fun drinks, carrying on. It's got several floors to the bar. There's the bar owner. He's the guy that owns the place. He's in his luxury penthouse suite above his bar area. One thing that I really liked coming up on here in the prequels, episode 2, when Anakin and Obi-Wan go chasing after the bounty hunter that went after Padme, is you see where there's tunnels through buildings. I wanted to include that. So here I've got a tunnel. It's above a lounge here. It's at kind of a nightclub. That's actually this building as well right here. And this goes through to another section of towers. But I wanted to have something like that. I think that's a kind of an interesting part of Coruscant that you see in the movies. I really like that. So the writing right here, that is the Von Dilgren's Lounge. Von Dilgren is a Bith, of course. That's what, hence the Bith heads on there. Von Dilgren's Lounge is this building right here. Let me back up so you can see it. There's the lounge. So Von Dilgren owns this building right here. There's a entrance. He's got a main street entrance. This is a private entrance, which we'll get to that more about that in another video. It's a private entrance. You can see there's a delivery going on right here. One of the things I thought was really cool is that this translucent plate happens to fit in that minifig's hands, and it's actually heavy. There's nothing under it. It fits in there. It looks really, really cool, like one of those hoverboards you see like when they carry people in carbon freeze chambers. So I just thought it was really cool. There's also I think it's called a Tattler droid. It's the same that's in Mandalorian and Jabba's palace. So I thought that'd be cute to have that in there. It's kind of funny. So yeah, I wanted to have a lot of round. You'll notice a lot of the round construction in here. I think Coruscant's got a lot of that type of shape. And the entrance here, I wanted to have street level entrance, very exquisite. They've got a bouncer. I guess he's a Weequay alien bouncer right there. You'll notice there's Phase 1 clones everywhere. This is early Clone Wars time period. Coruscant, everything's still happening. It's the Republic, the high life. Everything's still going well. Anyway, Von Dilgren's Lounge is actually what prompted me to do this whole thing. I designed the lounge and then realized, you know what, this is too good not to have an entire city around. So that's kind of the actual cornerstone that started this whole thing. Von Dilgren's Lounge right there. Again, that'll be a video all on its own. You're gonna like that. I went and spent the most time on that building. Lots of good stuff in there. One of the things that Coruscant is known for in the movies is neon signs and whatnot. That sign right there is one of the last things I did here. It reads Tower Plaza, obviously for the Tower Plaza area that this is. I made the words. The paper is curved in there into those half cylinders. It just worked so well. Looks so good there. Over here, that is a Sabak advertisement. The Jarek, which is, the hollow chess. I don't have a whole lot of Easter eggs in the city, but here's one little one I thought was humorous. There's an advertisement here for protocol droids, and the words in there says 6 million. Obviously, C-3PO is a protocol droid. He's always going on about 6 million forms of communication. So I just thought it was kind of humorous to put that in there. The next building over here, this one I actually spent some time. I designed this one in Bricklink Studio. I really wanted a Coruscant-looking 1920s Art Deco style building. I just thought it would look really good in here. Let me know if it's good or not in the comments. I thought it was. This is the Zerka building. This is kind of a Zerka office building. Zerka Arms. It used to be the Zerka Corporation in the Old Republic. Zerka Arms is the modern name for it. It's a server building, data storage facility. I got the inspiration for this from Rogue One. Again, that'll be another video going in depth into there. But I just think it looks really good. Zerka offices in the upper ends of Coruscant. You're going to have expensive, high-priced visitors buying equipment, technology, and so on. Next building as well. This one's really, really interesting. You notice it looks very Soviet. It's gray. It's kind of more dark. You'll notice that this thing has a neon sign out front. Those are the letters, the Arabesh letters B and C for Banking Clan. So the Intergalactic Banking Clan has a tower, and I think it's actually one of the tallest towers I've got in here. But several floors. The Banking Clan right there. This is a really cool, but I got some nice stuff in there. As this speeder bike going past. But I really wanted to have some signs, some really flashy stuff. Coruscant's very flashy. The Banking Clan, they've got the money to throw around for this type of stuff. Very high profile. Of course, they played both sides of the Galactic Clone Wars conflict. They funded both sides. Were a little nicer to the Separatists than the Republic. But yeah, so some of the details in the plaza. I made several cars. I think that one's the best right here, this red and black one. is the best. I think it turned out really, really well. These are my own models. I didn't take anything in the movies or copy anything from the movies. These are my own model cars. There's 3 of them. And here's one right here. I thought it would be fun to have Han Solo in one of these. He's not really here, but it's the Han Solo fig, you know, boosting cars and whatnot from Solo. But then I made 2 bikes. There's one of them. There's the other one flying out of the plaza here. So yeah, just an assortment of minifigs. I'm on calamari. I've got a lot of Rhodians. I think that's Iktochi, something. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that alien, but I've got quite a few. I've got a couple of these. These guys are not cheap. They're like $25 on Bricklink. The Bulio character, I used that new character in here as well. I got one of the guys from the Jedi Temple. And one last part I wanted to cover here. Let me get a better angles. One last part of the city. I don't know how this is going to turn out. You let me know how this turns out. Let's get to it here in just a second. Alright, now I've got turned around the other side of the table here. This is a part of the MOC. I didn't know how it was going to work out. Let me know if this is good or not. You won't hurt my feelings if it's not good. But as you pan up from the plaza, I wanted to have a view of the rest of Coruscant. At least a portion of it. Obviously the whole planet's the city, but I wanted to have a cityscape. So this is, again, like I said earlier in the video, very high up on the top of a set of towers. And you can see like where these clone troopers are up there, up on the observation deck. They're looking out over the city. They're, again, very high up, a couple miles up in the air. I wanted to have ships at varying proximity to the plaza. Obviously, like that Republic frigate right there is fairly close to the plaza. It's not too far away. The buildings are much further off. The frigates are rather small. The CR-90 Corvette over there. The Venator is in scale with the Jedi Temple over there. Let's go and take a look at that over here. The Venator is my favorite of the ships I've got here in this MOC. I spent probably 2 days designing this. I didn't look at anybody else's MOCs for guidance. I just looked up pictures of Venators from the movies and whatnot, and did the best I could with the angles. You can only do so much with micro scale. I think this one turned out pretty good though. Like I said, it looks good. I think I got the angles correct. I tried to make it as accurate as possible for the size. Anyway, I think the Jedi Temple is supposed to be something like 2 kilometers wide, something like 2 kilometers tall. Vendors are a little over, I think, 2 kilometers. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've seen the specs, but it's taking off, flying out over the city, going above the Jedi Temple district over here. Over towards this way, got a few more things. My second favorite micro scale design here is the Republic frigate. I thought that was very interesting to have one of those. You may remember seeing one of these at the very, very beginning of Phantom Menace. Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan arrived on a Republic frigate on one of the separate or Trade Federation cruisers. Anyway, they weren't separatists yet. There's a smaller one over here. Obviously, from the perspective of the city, the plaza, this one is much further away than that one. But I wanted to have a couple of these in here. Over here is the CR-90 Corvette. I was just happy to get the 11 engines correct, and I kind of worked my way forward. It's not quite as round as it probably should be. I think it looks good for what it is. I'm sure that there are better CR-90 Corvettes out there that people have done with MOCs. I'm sure there's better ones, but I think it got the job done. Yeah, those are the designs for it. If you'll notice back here too, the buildings, I only finished the fronts of these. It didn't really matter to do the back. Obviously from this perspective, it all looks decent. I didn't put a whole ton of detail in these. Again, I spent all my time and money in here in the city. I didn't feel like burning a bunch of time and money on this. I think this is good enough for what it does. Just a little bit of greebling for the buildings, just enough to get the perspective right. Let's go back and take one last look at everything. Again, the theater. This is enormous. This is the biggest MOC I've ever done. Hopefully the skyline adds an interesting touch. You got people flying in from other tower district areas into this tower plaza for an evening of fun, perhaps a little gambling, some drinks, whatever. Let me know what you think of this. This is by far the biggest MOC I've done. This is not the most expensive one I've done. A lot of these pieces I've reused from other things I've done, but yeah, let me know what you think about this. Does this work? Does it not? Is it too much? I don't know. Again, it was just an experiment, just to see what it would look like. I appreciate you stopping by. Stick around here on the Southern Creator channel. Go ahead and add me if you'd like to see what I've got coming up. We're going to do the insides of all these buildings here. You're not going to want to miss that, especially Von Dogren's lounge. That's going to be really good. All these are pretty good, but the lounge has got the best one. So stick around and see what I've got coming out. Thanks, and have a great day.